of my life. This happened to me this day 3 times. I call it Qi because of what I studied when I was younger was Qigong and Tai Chi and stuff like that. Energy flowing through the meridians, which are energy channels in your body. If you're into Eastern, yoga, stuff like that, you call it prana. But anyways, whatever you want to call it, this Qi lit up my entire being, my whole entire body. I felt like I was in another dimension, but I didn't know what I was experiencing. This happened 3 times in that one day. I was speechless. I didn't, it was incredible. 3 times in one day within like an 8-hour span. That night I was meditating because I'm like, something's working. Something amazing is happening to me. And my heart chakra just bursted open. And it just felt like a vibration, like another heart or something that was just created, this energy center. And it just started vibrating at a higher frequency and higher frequency to the point where I'm like, am I going to explode, or is this, it feels good. And then I did some research and I'm like, dang, I opened up my chakra. This is awesome. The next day I meditated, and no matter what chakra I focused on, they all open. And ever since that day, I've been blessed to have my chakras open to where I could just think about it and they're open. And I thank this to that extraterrestrial consciousness or universal consciousness or whatever you want to call it. I know they were speaking through me, and showing me, to be that ambassador and to just get this message out. It just all made sense from there, and that's kind of the path I've been following since then.
And then when you went out there to summon them,
that's another thing.
They appeared, and you have it on tape.
Right. Being after this whole experience, I knew there was something amazing going on, something just, and studying the Law of One helped a lot me understand this sort of stuff, but following, I don't know if it was the next day or sometime that week, I said, let me do an experiment and let me get this live on tape because I make a lot of YouTube videos. So I actually, did this experiment. Can I communicate with an extraterrestrial life force? I wanted to see a sign. I wanted to see a UFO or something, So I went out there. It was like 12, midnight or 1 a.m., whatever time it was. And I summoned a UFO, and it appeared. It showed me the sign, and I got this live on videotape. You could go to the YouTube channel, scroll to the bottom on the favorites there, and watch those videos. And then I did it again, and it worked. So I don't have much more to say than that, but this stuff is for real. Just focus upon yourself, and maybe you could share some light of some of your experiences with...
I just want to explain the pineal gland. Interesting on the early myths, early man, primitive man, the pine cone was the sacred object. And our Vatican has pine cones
all over the place.
The pineal gland, who told us about that? It must have been higher beings that must have understood what the pineal gland came from these pagan gods, these early gods, and so now we understand what the pineal gland is about. Incidentally, why they want to calcify us with all this pollution is because they want to mark us with calcium, which causes a pineal gland.
And fluoride.
And fluoride. So this all ties in together. My experience is very similar. I have not been able to summon a UFO, but I'm not as open as Justin is, and he's a young master. An older master, just trying to get on my feet through this, but I've had the experiences after studying with gurus and meditating where they've come in dreams and they've given me instruction. They started when I was a young child. I didn't understand. I thought they were angels. Now I understand angels are the aliens. And now recently they've come to give more and more instructions to me. So being, I think, at my age, not being as open as Justin is, I have to be in a really rested state. So I'll be meditating and praying and, putting it out there that I want to have an experience. And just recently when my father died, and they showed me the whole heavens opened up, and they sang the song Forever Young for me. So, there's so many different magical, mystical, spiritual experiences that come through. It's not like I don't believe in God, but God has a greater command over me now because I know there's a universe that far surpasses the small little universe that I understood through religion. These beings are doing the work, the light work, of the intention of God through us. So there's the small gods, like I said, the little pagan things that we worshipped in the religions. But when you open up, you see that God is real in the power of the energy that comes through the light that comes through you. And if you can accept that and not be so closed off as to whether or not the Bible or all that other stuff is real or not, put that on the back burner. They'll all make much more sense once you let this powerful light come through you and open up your consciousness. And then you begin to see things as you never saw them before. Sort of like that ultraviolet light that you can only see with certain equipment. There are things that we can see. We never believed in bacteria until we got the microscope, and then we saw there was bacteria. So listen, whether it's on a grand scale or a small scale, we may not be able to actually see it, but we can experience things through our consciousness that will give us an understanding that will be more solid, that we'll feel more grounded in our being with, than to just be told to memorize and read and recite and numb us out more as far as what we have today. So our teachings are going to change drastically once we evolve. But right now we're in that transitional state. So some of us that are ready for it, please connect with us, share your experiences with us. I love reading and listening to your concerns and your questions.
Right, and which brings us, we only got like 3 minutes left, so if we do have any questions, ask them, and we'll be more than glad to address them. If you're watching the YouTube broadcast, because I know we're doing the show right now live on Blog TV, and our live show is 12 o'clock afternoon time, 12 o'clock every single Monday here on Blog TV, and I'm going to throw that link up. But if you're watching it on YouTube right now and you have questions and you didn't catch the live broadcast, just shoot me a message. If you got a YouTube account, just send us an email and we'd be more than glad to answer all your questions to the best of our abilities. I mean, that's why we're here for. We're here to help you help yourselves, and we're here to help ourselves at the same time expand from your knowledge as much as you're learning from us right now.
And any ETs out there, please connect with us. Let us know who you are.
Yes.
We're anxious to understand how you can communicate with us. On David Greer, there were sounds. There's certain sounds that...
Oh, Stephen Greer?
Stephen Greer. I get the two names mixed up. Stephen Greer, certain sounds that they use to communicate with.
And he uses mantras, and he has a CD on his website. I think it's disclosureproject.org. You could check that out. And he does use lights and all sorts of different things to help communicate with them, but the main thing is the conscious state that they're in after meditating.
Right. So if you're out there and you're in a physical form and you want to communicate with us, please let us know, how we can help assist you, how we can be understand what's going on a little better.
Right.
We're open to learn as much as possible.
Right, and if you're like someone like us and you've had contact before and you just want to share this information, or whatever you want to do, someone to talk to, just contact us. That's what we're here for. Actually, yesterday, a lady sent me a message on YouTube, and she's had contact with ETs for quite some time throughout her life, and she's actually sharing her experience, and I'm going back and forth and sharing my experience. So I think that is pretty cool, and I appreciate reaching out. Mm-hmm. So, but if we don't have any questions, we're going to end the show. I do appreciate everybody joining us. On behalf of Rosebud here and myself, Justin, be sure to go to the website, check out the full 21 videos. And again, that link, I'm putting it up right now. It's esotericcosmos.com/evidence.html. You can watch David Sereda, Dan Aykroyd do their thing. I think it's proven with beyond a shadow of a doubt that there are extraterrestrial life forms, and those are indeed UFOs. Mm-hmm. Bottom line.